Good evening, everyone. Welcome to iBUG Buzz, episode 569 for Monday, January 30th, 2023. I'm Pete Lane, and I'll be facilitating our conference tonight along with my co-host, none other than the one and only Ladybug herself, Sandhya Rao. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry. The iBUG Buzz is an open forum for folks who have questions or issues relating to their iDevices. These devices may include your iPhone, iPad, iPad Touch, Apple Watch, and Apple TV, but we may also discuss accessories to those devices, such as braille displays, keyboards, headphones, and speakers. The objective of the iBUG Buzz is to assist anyone who wishes to become more proficient in the accessibility features in iOS, including VoiceOver. I'd like to extend a special welcome to those of you who are able to join us live tonight via the Zoom conference platform, as well as those who may be listening via a recorded podcast playback on any one of a variety of our podcast platforms. At this point in the conference, I'd like to hand my microphone over to Sandhya, who will be sharing some news and announcements from iBUG. Sandhya, all yours.
All right. Thank you, Pete, and welcome aboard. We are so happy to have Pete as part of our facilitator team, so welcome. All right, so iBUG has another busy week, so where are we going this week? Let's see. For the next 2 hours, we'll be here at iBUG Buzz. Then all times are Central Time, and everything is on Zoom unless specified. Otherwise, no events on Clubhouse because tomorrow is a fifth Tuesday, so it's all a function of the calendar. We're off Wednesday. Thursday, we have iBUG Trekkie Talk. We are going to be in the Next Generation Season 5, episodes 24 and 25. And then, let's see, Friday's iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. And for that, come back at the top of the hour and we'll have those clues and prizes and all kinds of craziness. So stick around for that. Saturday we have iBUG Unplugged, and it's a special one in light of Valentine's Day and all that good stuff. It's called Love is in the Air, and it's just kind of exploring different relationships, whether you're trying to meet people or you're already in a relationship, and how is it affected by or if it's not affected by our visual whatever, whether you're low vision or blind or. So anyway, we're going to kind of just explore that and just see how it goes. Okay, then we'll be back here next Monday for another round of iBUG Buzz. For social media, we have a website, ibugtoday.org, and there you can get all the latest information of upcoming events and all of our services. All of our services are free. You can go to Twitter is at iBUG Today. Then Facebook is facebook.com/group/iBUG Today. Then we have an Instagram. You can always send us an email at ibugtoday@gmail.com. Forgot to mention that our book club for next week, in case you want to start reading now, is The Maid by Anita Prose. And the DB is 106298. So start reading. All right. And we had an awesome Apple workshop this weekend, and that will be posted or might already posted. I'm not sure. But we had, I just want to thank all of our participants who, stepped up and presented their favorite products. And we are so grateful, and we hope that you will have a chance to check it out. So with that, I'll hand it back to Pete. It's all yours.
Hey, thank you, Sandhya. Well, this is the point in the conference where we like to open up our microphones to everybody who's present tonight and ask everyone to introduce themselves. So say your names, where you're from, and if you're new to the iBUG Buzz conference. I'll go ahead and get us started. I'm Pete, and I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Angelo in Ottawa.
Angelo, welcome.
Houston.
Julian Houston, howdy, howdy.
Chanel in Houston, good job, Pete.
Thanks, Chanel. Appreciate that.
This is Brad in a frosty North Texas.
Wow, I heard about that. Welcome, Brad.
Liz in Fort Worth, where, it's cold.
Hey, Liz.
Marie in an even frostier Reno.
My goodness, welcome, Marie.
Sarah in Vermont.
Hey, Sarah. A little frostier there, too.
It's a little frosty.
Yeah.
Brian from North Bay, Ontario, frozen solid.
Yeah, I bet. Thanks. Welcome aboard, Brian.
Vincent in New Jersey, unfrozen.
I bet you are, Vincent. Well, welcome to the southern climes of Zoom.
Ed from Georgetown, Ontario, Canada, half frozen.
Welcome, Ed.
Dan from Southern California, light rain.
All right. Well, welcome aboard.
Aline from Arizona, and it's not very Arizona weather. It's going to rain again tomorrow.
My goodness. Welcome, Helene. Beats Woodstock, though, right?
Jody in New Hampshire.
Jody, you're a cold one, too.
We're cold, yep.
Your state, not you.
Thank you.
Julie's here from Ventura, California.
Hey, Julie.
Hi.
Thomas from Grand Junction, Colorado, where it's currently snowing.
Welcome, Thomas.
Janet from Colorado, where it's currently 0 degrees.
My goodness. Hey, Janet.
Dee from Southern Illinois.
Hey, Dee.
Hey.
Linda from Willis, Texas.
Welcome, Linda.
Marvin from Chicago.
Hello, Marvin. Welcome aboard.
Jake from Michigan.
Jake, welcome.
Thank you. Sri from Springfield, Virginia, and welcome, Pete.
Who? Sri?
This is Sri.
Welcome, Sri.
Chris in Texas.
Hey, Chris. Welcome back. Anybody else?
Oh, this is Sandhya in Houston.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Sandhya.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else out there?
I think got everybody.
I think we got everybody. Well, good. Well, welcome, everybody. Let's go ahead and get us started. Who would like to kick us off with their first question relating to iOS?
This is Jody with a comment.
All right, Jody.
Yeah, apparently if you have a phone with LiDAR, which I guess is the 14 Pro, you can use, there's a new feature on the Seeing AI app under the World channel. You can do indoor navigation. I just heard about that this afternoon.
I think the 13s had, Pros had LiDAR as well. I'm not sure about the 12s, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody familiar with that? Have they given it a try?
This is Sri.
Hey, Sri.
Yeah, I just tried it on my 12 Pro Max, and I don't see that option that they're talking about, creating the breadcrumb for it. So I'm going to play around with it some more.
This is Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, go right ahead.
Hi, I have a 12 Pro as well, and it definitely has LiDAR on it. And so it has the capability.
So how does the indoor navigation, Jody, how does an indoor navigation work?
I don't know. I don't have LiDAR on it. I just got an email this afternoon. I'm going to go back and look at the email and see if there's a resource for information. I thought there might have been a tutorial available on the Seeing AI app, but I'm going to go check the email that I got the information from.
From my recollection, I thought you had to have indoor beacons. You know, some sort of a beacon that would, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Seeing AI app. I don't know if I've not up to date on the latest one, but what I see is the world view, which is a feature that Sandhya and I demo during our Lost in Space presentation that we did at both the ACB Texas and NFB Texas conventions. That one allows you to use an iPhone with the LiDAR feature, and it will scan your environment, and it will present you with information on what's around you. You can then go through a list of items in the room, and it will set a beacon and guide you to them. It's a pretty cool feature.
That's
I
not
don't know if
new,
there's
though,
something
is it?
new
Sounds
that
familiar.
Jody's talking
yeah.
about, but
Yeah, that's not new. Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say that's not new. It's been there a little while, so maybe there's something new coming.
This is Sri.
Go ahead, Sri.
So from what I read is basically under the action button, you're going to have a routine that you can configure. And the way it's supposed to do is every time you create a route, it creates these little trail. And as you hit the breadcrumbs, it's going to start playing this audio. And it kind of, from what I could tell, it's almost works like what Brad was describing when he was doing the at the conference, but this one actually leaves a trail. But I don't see that option under the action button.
This is Sandhya.
Yes, ma'am.
It actually sounds even more similar to Clue that Michael talked about a while ago.
Right.
So that was actually, it really gave you trails that you could go and then navigate back to.
Yeah. Would this be more permanent? Because Clue was just temporary. I think it was limited to the instance or the time that you were there the first time and set the breadcrumbs. They didn't last.
This is Sri.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
That's right. No, you can't save your routes on Clue also. I think Michael demonstrated that. I think this is more, you get more audible alerts, kind of like how the World Preview kind of works, where it gives you, audible alerts on your left and right ear. And it's the preview that I saw, it sounded really cool. I just got to figure out how it works.
Cool.
This is Jody again.
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I just went back and looked at the email, and it says that there's a link in the app itself that you can go to, and it's a YouTube video where it demonstrates how to use it. So I'm sure if you just go to YouTube and search for Seeing AI indoor navigation, you probably will find it.
I'm sure.
This is Brian.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, actually, I just went into Seeing AI and I got that link. Basic, but it says 14 plus and up. And by the sounds of it, from what they're saying in there, it's more like the Clue app where you get a person to direct you and walk you to a space while you got your phone out, I guess. And then after that, you can do it on your own.
I don't believe Clue had a person. I think it was an audio.
No, but I'm saying is like if you're looking, like let's say you're in a restaurant or in an office, I should say, and you want the directions to another office, then you would walk once as accurate as you can, and then it would actually map it while you're walking.
Right.
And then the next time you do it, then you wouldn't need the directions.
Cool.
All right. Think we move on?
We can move right on. Who else has a fresh question?
This is Kathy.
Go, Kathy.
This weird thing happened last week. I downloaded some information and I signed up to get some information from a website. And when I got it, part of it, the headings were reading clear, but the rest of it was all like gibberish. And then Paul, well, you could hear it. I mean, you could hear it had vowels and stuff, but it was just not making any sense. So Paul figured out, by what means I don't know, that it was all backwards. Like if you started at the right edge of the line and used your left arrow to arrow through it, it would spell letter by letter the line.
In reverse.
In reverse.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, anybody have any ideas why this happened? Or so I asked the person to send it to me again, and then I tried it the next day, and I still couldn't. It's continuously been backwards.
Wow.
Oh, and I asked somebody who came in to look at it, and she said, no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not backwards. So it's just the voice that's backwards.
Interesting. What was that?
This is Helene.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm part of a course, and they explained to me that when instead of a Word doc, if I got a PDF, that it might do that. So was that what you were reading was a PDF?
I guess it was. Yeah, that was what Paul was just saying. Tell him it was a PDF, but I just was in Word. I followed the link and got to this thing. So I guess it was a PDF file, but I'm not really sure. I think it's definitely a PDF. Okay, Paul says it was. So
this is Helene.
Go, Helene.
I was told that if I asked them to send it to me differently, then it would not do that, and that was true. So if you ask to have it sent to you as a Word doc, it won't happen.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. So can I ask, is it normal, or is it okay to just ask somebody, don't send me PDF, send me something else? Will they just tell you to?
This is Helene.
Go ahead, Helene.
You can. It doesn't happen with every PDF. It only happens with some PDFs. So I wouldn't cancel all PDFs, but I would ask when it was doing that speaking in tongues, so to speak.
So it only happens. So it only happens with those PDFs that you can read at all, right? Which are few and far between, it seems.
Right.
Okay, well, I'll try that then. So I'll just ask her if she can send it in a Word document.
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
well, thank you.
Just a thought, some of our standard workarounds or solutions would be to check to see if you have text recognition or image recognition on in your rotor, in your settings. Sometimes that can skew things, and although Helene's solution might be perfect, that you might want to check that as well.
So when I have the document on file that I can't read, I could go into my rotor and see because I don't usually have what you said.
Those things on, yeah.
I
think they're probably still not on. Anyway, just a thought. Well, good. Thanks, Helene, for your solution there. Appreciate that. Who else has a fresh question?
Brian here.
Go, Brian.
It's just a correction. I was rereading the article regarding Seeing AI, and I said iPhone 14. No, it's iOS 14. That's what it says.
Okay. Big difference.
Yep.
Thanks for clarifying. Okay. Who else?
This is Helene.
Yes, Helene.
I just wanted to give people information that tomorrow is the last day, the 31st. I was changing my Iris subscription, and I learned two very important things. One was that I can sign up for $90 and get 100 minutes that never expire, and I could do that as many times as I like. So I could spend, $180 and have, 200 minutes that never expire. And also, if you can do this one time where you can change when you paid. So instead of every second, they give you 2 weeks more, so that I could use up the minutes I didn't use this month. And I didn't know about those two things. And I found them really valuable. And the third thing I found out was that Apple Fitness is free for anyone who is old enough to have silver sneakers, that if you want to have that, the Apple Fitness that they keep saying, have it free for a month, you could have it on your silver sneakers free forever.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing, Helene. That's good stuff. I don't know anything about silver sneakers, but the Ira, so I guess that $90 for 100 minutes is a new variation on the purchased minutes feature where you can not only get 90 or 100 minutes for $90, but you can do that as often as you wish. Interesting.
This is Helene. You can only do it till tomorrow night at the 31st. It expires because IRA goes into their 2023 payment. So I was paying $99 for 140 minutes, but now I reduced to $20 for 30 minutes. And by reducing that, I can now use up those 100 minutes that never expire, so that if I'm anxious about going down that low, I can use those minutes. And I didn't know it's all expiring. That's why I wanted to tell iBUG people that you only have until tomorrow at 6 o'clock Pacific time.
Okay. Thanks, Helene. Anybody with an iOS question?
This is Liz.
Go right ahead.
Somehow last week, my settings icon on my home screen disappeared completely. I mean, I didn't swipe it to any folder or anywhere. And it took me forever to figure out how to get it back. So I want to know, does anybody know what I did for it to go away?
How did you get it back? That might help us.
Oh, I went to, on the very last screen where it's got suggestions, the app library.
Right.
I found it there so I could open it because I was going to try and figure out how to save it, but I didn't find anything. So I just put my finger on it and held it and kept sliding to the left to go back to a regular screen, and that worked.
Interesting.
But I have no idea how it got rigged in the first place.
Who'd like to tackle that question?
This is Brad.
Go, Brad.
Just a guess, but I would say that she went into edit and deleted it from her one of her screens, presumably the screen number 1, the home screen, but it could have been in any one of them. But I don't believe settings is one that you can delete from the phone. So you probably deleted the app icon from one of your main screens, but it remained in the app library, fortunately. So you're able to go back to the app library, find it, and then through whatever she said she did, she was able to restore it. As I know you can delete some of the native apps that come on your iPhone, but I don't think settings is one you can delete. So somehow she just removed it from the main screen, but it retained it in the app library, fortunately.
Sounds logical. I also heard that you can either delete or and I don't know if you do this in the edit mode, the swiping up with your actions rotor on the app, but you can either delete it off your phone or move it to that app library. So that might have been a similar gesture or similar to what you were saying, Brad. Does that help you, Liz?
Well, I was really, really shocked that it disappeared because I wasn't actually trying to move anything around at that time. But I'm still getting used to this no button thing and swiping up or swiping up and right to go back to a different app that's open. So I guess maybe that's how I did it.
Yeah, we can all go ahead.
Oh, I did go into where you can download apps that you've offloaded in the cloud, and it wasn't there. I guess it's not one that you can do that way.
Usually those appear or remain on your home screen, but they indicate that they're in the cloud. So probably not. Yeah, when you delete an app, as Brad was describing, it is a flick up gesture, or it could be a flick up gesture, up or down, using your actions rotor while focused on that app. So maybe while you were sliding up, in lieu of your home button, you caught one of them in the wrong position or the wrong angle. We all get fumble fingered every once in a while.
I I'm not liking this no button thing. I'll learn it though, I guess.
The
Have
no
to.
home button, did you have a,
Yeah.
so you switched recently? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Just got to be
I
very
didn't.
careful. Who did I hear?
This is Sandhya.
Yes, Sandhya.
Yeah, I just want to remind people, I know at the beginning it's a little, hard adjusting, but, we tell people over and over, it's just a matter of muscle memory and, it's a matter of practicing. So don't let that, prevent you from, going forward. It was kind of the same way with the headphone jack and, change. That's what is it? The one thing that's constant is change. So,
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Who else has a question?
Ed?
Go ahead, Ed.
My question is, well, in my email account, I have all these different options. And then there's the upper shelf, which is a whole different story. But I was wondering, can I delete all that stuff I never use?
Can you be more specific? What options are you referring to?
Well, all I do is write emails, send them out, receive them, delete them. And I've got all of these other options like CC this and copies and just a whole list. I mean, if I go into the account, it's like 15 different options that I have to go through in order to do an email.
This is Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
I think he's thinking about is Command N for a new message, but Ed, you should have a button somewhere on the screen that says compose, and that creates a new mail message.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Control M. That's right.
No, N.
Control N. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Command N. Command N.
Or Command N. That's what I use. Command N. I know. I mean, it's on my fingers, but not in my head. But if I didn't have all these options that I never use on the screen that I have to scroll through, I would think that it might be easier. But if that's not an option or not possible, then fine.
This is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
When you're putting a couple of things, number one, CC and BCC, that is just, carbon copies and the blind carbon copies, and those aren't going to go away. They're just options, and you just leave those blank.
When I have to skip through all the other stuff in order to find where my email has gone. Like it's just a hit and miss sort of situation.
Yes, Sarah, go ahead.
Can you just swipe to the right, from the contact and just swipe to the right 3 times? Go, past CC, past BCC, and then to the subject matter. And then once you get to where you want to put the message in, you're right there at the top. If you want to make sure, you can double tap on the message. It goes to the bottom, double tap on it again, and you'll go to the top, and you'll know that you're at the top of your message. So it's just sort of counting and remembering the counting.
I was just wondering if there's any way of simplifying the email account, like that upper shelf. I don't even know what it's for. Like I know you can split the screen and you can add windows and do this and do that, and I have no interest in doing all that. I don't even want that there, and I never try and open it, but it does get open, and then you have to figure out how to get out of it.
So does anyone know?
This is Herbie.
Go, Herbie.
Okay, so a couple of thoughts. First of all, I suggest that maybe the part of the problem could be with the side issue is that maybe you need a different Bluetooth keyboard, one that you can feel the keys better. And so you might want to really look into a different Bluetooth keyboard, and maybe because the keyboard can make a difference in how you feel the keys and all that. The other suggestion I have, though, is I don't know if you have one or not, but if you have an iPhone, I think you would probably like the mail experience better on that, just because it's a little bit different than the iPad. The iPad, you have like 2 separate areas of mail navigation, and so it's divided up into windows, and I'm thinking just based on your frustrations, the iOS method might be a little bit more suited towards what you would like experience-wise. So those are just my thoughts.
Do you have a
Well,
phone, Ed?
No, I don't. And I've been looking at the 2023 or 2022.
Also for
Top
Bluetooth
left.
keyboard navigation, there's a 4-part podcast in AppleViz that you might want to check out. It gets you more familiar with the key functionality on Bluetooth keyboards with iOS. That might help a little bit.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank
Ed.
you.
Good luck
Thank
to
you.
you.
Okay.
All right, what else do we have out there? Who has a iOS question for the group?
This is Sri.
All right, Sri, go right ahead.
I just want to say, I just uninstalled Seeing AI, reinstalled it, and under World Preview, the indoor navigation button is there.
Uh-huh. Hey, good job. All right, your next assignment will be to play with it and come back and explain it to us. Thanks, Sri. Appreciate that. Who else? Question out there.
Thomas in Colorado.
I heard Thomas. I didn't hear who jumped in first, but Thomas, go right ahead.
Yeah, mine's just a real quick question. I have a pair of AirPod Pros that I got less than a year ago. And I've noticed in the last 3 weeks that when I have them in the case, they'll only charge to 80%, even though the case is charged to 85 or 90%. Is there a way to turn off the optimum charging level for these things so I can charge it to 100% without, because 80%, I lose about an hour's worth of headphone time.
Go, Brad.
That's supposed to know what you wanted when you use your AirPods, and it's supposed to, make presumptions on what you're going to do. And then when it thinks you're going to use them, put them to 100%. But you're right. It kind of does its own thing. I believe if you, what do you got them connected to, your iPhone?
Yeah.
Go into Bluetooth settings with them connected, preferably with them in your ears, and find them in your list of Bluetooth devices.
Okay.
Click down to more info or more or whatever it says.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then flip through the options in there. And you should find where you can turn off that, what does it call it? Charging optimization.
Optimum chart. Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to find it. But the secret is, I think you need to have them in your ears, because a lot more settings show up when they're connected and in your ears.
Okay.
And you may even find there's a button that opens up some additional settings, and you may have to go in there. I've seen it, but like many things, I know it's there, but I can't tell you where it is unless I go look for it myself.
Right.
But like I said, put them in your ears, and then you'll find lots of stuff.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. Thomas is done speaking.
I had a question, Brad. Is that different, the charging optimization, different than the old smart charge feature within the actual phone settings?
It's very similar. It's the same thing.
Just
I
an
think it's even
updated
labeled
term,
the same.
maybe.
Optimized charging, because it's like if I have my iPhone connected on my charger on my bedside table, and middle of the night it'll charge it to 80%.
80
but
or 90,
come about
right.
6 a.m., it knows I tend to get up about 7. So about 6 a.m. it'll take it the rest of the way to 100%.
Right.
It thinks it knows what's best, but
Sounds like a new term for an old feature.
yeah, maybe so. I think
Could
so.
be. Well, thanks. Okay, we're ready for another question. I know there's a ton of them out there. Well, who's next?
This is Doc in Colorado.
Go right ahead, Doc.
And I'm here recently when I received a call that's FaceTime audio. And like Ed, I use my keyboard all the time with my phone. I hardly ever touch it otherwise. Yeah, I use my keyboard with my phone all the time, unless I'm away from home. And usually if I hit the escape key, that would take me from the screen if I was in a regular call. But strangely enough, with a FaceTime audio call, it splits so that the FaceTime audio stays at the top, and then the the home screen is down near the bottom. And there's rare occasions where I can actually go to something else, but on the majority of the time, if I try to open something, it'll pop right back to FaceTime audio.
Interesting. Who's experienced that, and does anyone have a solution? And this is a new phenomenon, Doc.
This is a 13 Pro Max.
Okay. And it's just recently started occurring like that?
Actually, it's been ongoing, happening for a while, but it's just the first time I've ever asked about it on here. But if I may, for Mr. Ed, who uses the keyboard, if he wants to get the subject quickly, he should use his find command, his Control-Shift-F, and just type it, and that'll put him right there. And if he needs to get to the bottom of the screen, he can do Control arrow down, and that'll take him to the bottom of the screen. So he didn't have to wrestle like he's been wrestling.
Ed, did you hear that? Okay, we'll set it aside. So who has an answer or a suggestion for Doc on his FaceTime audio splitting of the screen problem?
This is Sri.
All right, Sri.
So, Doc, I just had a question. Are you talking about when you get an incoming call, is your FaceTime just coming up as a banner instead of the full screen? Or is that something different?
Yeah, I think that's what is going on, because it's when I receive a FaceTime audio call that this happens.
I think you can go into your FaceTime settings and take it to a full banner, take the banner off and do a full screen.
I think I've tried that, but I'll try it again. But and what's sad though, it's only one person. Just one person every time she calls.
Okay. That changes what I said.
Is when it happens. It doesn't happen with anybody else.
Wow.
So it's weird.
Could it be somewhere in the sender's settings, I wonder? That's interesting.
This is Sri.
All right, Sri.
Obviously, it's pulling from you have that person in your contacts, right?
Yes.
I wonder, I'm just throwing this out in the left field. Have you thought about maybe removing that person or adding that person back in? If it's just that one contact this is happening to?
That's an idea. No problem with doing that.
Yeah, shake them up a little.
Let you know.
Okay, great. Let us know, Doc. Thanks. Good job, Sri. Okay, the floor is open. Who has a question or a tip or anything relating to iOS?
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
Does anybody have a better voice memo app than the one that comes on the phone? That's accessible.
The recording app, the audio recording
Yeah, the recording app. Yeah, yep, the voice memo app. I just wonder if there's one out there that has more features.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
This is Dan.
Go ahead, Dan.
I like Pocket Recorder.
Pocket.
However, I don't know. You're going to have to do a search for it. It may or may not be in the App Store, but I like Pocket Recorder. I know what you mean. Voice memos drives me crazy. So try searching for Pocket Recorder. It was designed for voiceover users.
Okay, thank you. Pocket Recorder. Thank you.
This is Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
Recommend another one. It's called Just Press Record. You can set it and it'll save your recordings in iCloud. You can access them from any of your devices that are signed into iCloud Drive. You also have a Apple Watch app and you can record right on your watch. It'll do the same thing. I don't know about having more features. Actually, it's pretty basic, but that's what I like about it is it's pretty simple to use. I'm not crazy about voice memos either. To me, it's a very confusing app to use. So I've always liked Just Press Record.
Okay, thank you.
Go, Chanel.
Yeah, I was actually also going to recommend that app. And what I like about it is super easy to start and stop a recording. You can just do that magic tap to start and stop. And I want to say, actually, I don't remember. If I couldn't, I was trying to remember if it records even when your screen is locked. But it's a great app, and it can also do stereo if you ever want to record things in stereo. So
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
We're talking about just press record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one does record with your screen locked.
Does it not allow for starting the recording immediately upon opening the app? I mean, when you double tap on the home screen on the app?
It's not a feature that I would use myself, so I really can't say, but it does have a settings option where if it can do that, that would be in there.
Yeah, it seems to me that was one of the features early on. Yes, Brad?
It's got an Apple Watch app, and I know if you double tap, you can make it even one of the complications on one of your watch faces. And when you double tap on it, I believe it does start recording immediately upon activation from a complication.
For those who wish clandestine recording features.
Exactly. Well, you're
none
in
of
an
us
Uber
here.
car and the guy's giving you a problem with your guide dog. You can record him.
There you go.
You don't even know it.
That's right.
Because your watch has a very good microphone. So
All
it's
right.
a good one for that.
Yeah. Good question, Jody. Who else has got a question?
Thanks for the suggestions.
Sure.
This is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
This is another Pages question on an iPad. So I'm not sure if anybody's going to have an answer to this, but it seems like Apple keeps cluttering Pages with more and more things to do. And up at the top of the Pages app, it now has chart and media and shape and all these things that I would love to get rid of, because all I do is write on Pages. I do make documents, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to do all this other stuff.
Right.
Does anybody know how to get rid of what I am calling clutter that they may call innovation?
Who has a handle on Pages on an iOS device in the iPad?
Yeah.
I know we're sticking with iOS, but perhaps if that's possible on the Mac Pages app, is it something that might be parlayed over to iOS?
This is Sri.
Brad?
Sri, go ahead first.
So are you trying to open up just a blank template sheet instead of the option of opening up different types of forms that it gives you?
No, I have it. This is Sarah. I have it already got my own template, my own blank document that I open up. It's once I'm in a document, and right at the top, you can name the document, and it's like right around the middle top part. They have all these new tabs for media and chart and all these other things that they seem to want to put in there. So it's once you get in the document.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks.
Innovation.
It's Kathy.
Kathy, what do you have?
I don't really know, but I'm feeling like, aren't there ways they call them different things and then there's a way to hide it, or, like maybe I'm just thinking of Windows, but I thought you could always remove those lines of like status line, or not a status line, but just that other stuff that you're talking about. Maybe there's a way to hide it so you don't have to see it.
You mean like a ribbon?
Right.
Yeah, this is Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
It's been a while since I've used Pages on my iPad. so I'm just shooting from the hip here, but it seems like there was a option to go in there and what do you call it? Modify the toolbar. I think that's where you're finding these things. So I would look in your pages settings.
Okay.
And or preferences, whatever they want to call it. I don't know if that would mean you need to go to settings and then find pages, or if it's actually within pages that you would find it. But there may be a way to add or remove things from the toolbar. So I would give that a look. If not, you're probably stuck with what Apple's calling innovations.
So maybe when I'm in pages, I can go to what, like either
customized toolbar, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm not exactly sure where to find it, whether it's more or format, maybe in format.
Yeah, I would
bottom.
think format would be a good place to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Just look around.
Okay. All right.
You're probably stuck and not going to be able to do anything about it, though. I hate to say.
I know. Thank you.
Don't
Thanks,
go down
Sarah.
without a fight.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, the floor is open.
This is Greg.
Yes, Greg.
Yeah, I've used the Twitterific app for quite a while, and with that shutting down recently, I'm back to using Twitter. On the Twitterific app, I could get tweets from people I'm following in chronological order, with most recent on top. Now that I'm in the Twitter app, it seems like, I don't know if it's their algorithm that is controlling the order of the tweets, but I'll get a tweet that's an hour old, and then the next tweet will be one that's a day old. Is that just their algorithm, or is there a way to set it so that I can get most recent just in chrono order?
Who's a Twitter app user?
This is Brad.
Yeah, Brad.
I heard Jonathan Mosen talking about this not too long ago on one of his Mosen at Large. And that was one of his gripes about what Twitter has done to the native Twitter app, is they got rid of the chronological timeline, and it is now what they call a curated timeline, which is a way of sticking paid things to take priority over other things. So, and my understanding was, from what Jonathan said, there's nothing you can do about it. That's just what Elon Musk has decided that they want to do, and you're stuck with it.
Driven by the almighty dollar.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
So I'm having to, just looking at the Twitter app, because they keep making a lot of changes. And on the home tab, you should see a thing, two categories at the very top. One says for you and one says following. And if you adjust it to following, it should display things in the correct order. There used to be a button to adjust that, other ways to adjust the timeline, and they keep making changes. So I'll have to dig deeper to see if there's anything else you need to do on the app, but give that a try. Make sure it's set to following, because the for you is going to include like recommendations and stuff like that. So,
Greg, did that help?
Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate the suggestions.
Mm-hmm. Great. All righty. Who is next?
Thomas in Colorado.
Yes,
question.
Thomas. Go right ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. Has anybody been able to get the spatial audio to work in the latest iOS update? Thomas is done speaking.
this is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
So what exactly, like, the spatial audio still works, but what exactly are you having an issue with? Like, yours is not working?
This is Thomas.
Yep.
Well, there was an option where it would take a picture of your ear, and you were supposed to take a picture of each ear.
Oh,
and then...
the head tracking. Oh, that.
that.
Okay, that I have honestly not tried that anymore since trying it once late last year. Didn't couldn't get that very far, and I honestly have not tried it since.
This is Chanel.
Yes,
I
Chanel.
actually did give it a try with my new AirPods, but I wasn't all that impressed. Like it did take me forever because I couldn't quite figure out what it wanted me to do, but I did finally manage to just get it somehow. You know, you really have to hold your phone in weird positions and move your ear. It's not as easy as doing your face scan for your touch ID or whatever your face ID. So, I tried it, but I didn't, and even though I did kind of get it to work after a while, I didn't find it all that helpful. So there you go.
All right. And Pete,
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's halftime.
It's halftime. All right.
Yes.
Great.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Great job.
Thank you,
Survived the
Sandhya.
first half, right?
Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
These
Okay.
folks make it easy.
Yeah. All right.
We need
So
to fix that
give
next time.
people a chance to say hello who didn't get to say hi the first time around. Anybody new? Say who you are, where you're from.
Arlene, North Carolina.
Hello, Miss Arlene.
Herbie in
Hello.
Houston.
Herbie,
Catherine
welcome.
Hepburn.
Kate, welcome. Okay.
Kate, yes, Kate. Call me
Kate
Kate.
Blanchett.
All right. Who else?
Bridget from Atlanta.
Hello, Miss Bridget.
Hello,
Welcome.
Bridget.
Sharon from New York.
Hello, Sharon. Welcome.
Hello.
Who? Anybody else want to say hello? Okay. So I guess we know what's gonna happen now. We are getting ready for the big reveal. This is the Friday night iBUG night at the virtual movies, which is, guess what, on Friday. And so the movie starts at 8, social time at 7:30. We have some jokes, we have some Name That Tune, we have some general silliness. So please come at 7:30 for all that. And then after the movie, we have discussion and trivia. So let's see. iBug guy, or are you out there? Special guest.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh, yes. Because I'm just a girl who can't say no to diamonds. First of all, I would like to thank the Academy for this great award. Yes, my adoring iBook fans, it is I, Marilyn, or as my Hollywood friends call me, the original sexy M&M spokes candy. It's time to play Marilyn's movie Musty Memories. All right, darlings, here's the rules. 1 guess per clue, 5 guesses total, and say your name first, even if you're not a famous Hollywood producer. Oh, Royal Ladybugness, hope you don't mind if I just reach over here and borrow your gorgeous diamond tiara. It just really brings out the blonde in a girl like I. Thank you ever so. Here's our movie clues. All right. Not a Marilyn movie. Clue number 1. Our film sneaks up and proceeds to pluck your heartstrings. And with its teeny tiny little pussycat feet. Meow.
You might need to repeat that a little.
Yeah.
Our film this week proceeds to pluck your heartstrings with its teeny tiny little pussycat feet.
Okay. Okay, guys.
This is Tree.
Go ahead, Daddy.
Catwoman.
Oh, good guess, but no.
Is Kathy?
Oh, my agent. Go ahead, Kathy.
The Owl and the Pussycat?
Oh, another good guess. Not this time.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, come on. This is gonna.
All right.
All right.
All right,
Go
darlings.
for clue number 2.
Clue number 2. Our film this week will cause you to crank up tears for fear. No, not the 80s band. But your entire being will be awash with incredible joy, but also a splash of vodka. Oh, wait, no, a splash of bittersweet sorrow. Yes, that's what I could really use a drink. Okay.
I think all I heard was vodka.
Can we repeat the clue?
Repeat the clue.
I'm a blonde. Give me a break. Our film this week will cause you to crank up the tears for fears, not the 80s band, but your entire being will be awash with incredible joy, but with a splash of bittersweet sorrow.
Like a real happy movie there.
A
Okay.
splash with incredible joy.
Anybody? Come on. Guys, no guesses? Okay.
This is Shriek.
Oh.
Yes, Daddy.
It's the Transformers.
I knew he was gonna guess that.
So close. So close. All right. Clue number 3. Our film is a truly intelligent crowd pleaser. Oh, that avoids blatant manipulation. A truly intelligent crowd pleaser that avoids blatant manipulation. Uh-oh, intelligent crowd. Houston, I think we have a problem.
Well, anybody? Come on, y'all. It's an intelligent crowd, not cloud.
All right.
This is Shriek.
Oh, Big Daddy.
Thomas Crown Affair.
It's not Transformers 2.
Thomas Crown Affair.
Oh, not exactly. Good guess.
She's so nice. Not like
Yes.
that other one we had.
Not bad looking either.
Yeah.
All right. Simmer down. All right. Clue number 4. I need a maestro, please. All right, number 4. Here we go, number 4. Wee dee 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 doo.
No singing. What's the movie name?
Can I hear that clue again?
No,
This is Pete.
It's not a pleasant thing.
This is Pete, Jungle Book.
Close, not quite.
Oh.
Good guess.
Lion in Winter.
Hold on. You gotta say your name. Okay, go,
This is
Julie. Hang on, Julie, go.
The Lion King.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Lion King.
Very good. Julie, close, almost.
Pete.
One guess per clue, sir. Hey, I gotta help Marilyn. She needs help here. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Shasha.
I know. Anybody else? Anybody else want to help? Where are we? Clue number what?
4.
4. Okay.
We're in 5 now.
Okay. All right. Nobody else wants to guess? Okay,
Oh,
Miss.
Kathy.
Go, Kathy.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, that's a good one too, but no.
Okay.
This is Liz.
Oh, Liz.
Yes, Liz.
Okay, I'm going to say, I don't know if this exists or not, but Lion King 2?
Good try.
Again, she's so nice. Okay, all right. Okay. We're moving on, right? Okay, Marilyn,
Okay,
go for it.
Okay, all right. Clue number 5. Okay, don't rush me. Clue number 5.
Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
The primal fear of suddenly becoming lost and separated from those you love is universal. And the first 40 minutes of our film preys on this anxiety.
God, it sounds like an
Is this a
awful
Shrek?
movie.
Yes, Daddy?
Is it Tarzan?
Oh. Why would it be Tarzan, Daddy? No.
Go on. Okay, you want to repeat the clue, dear?
Oh, I can't think with this tiara on my head.
Okay, just relax.
That's quite apparent.
Okay.
Don't worry.
your brain.
Not that it will help anybody, but all right, this crowd. The primal fear of suddenly becoming lost and separated from those you love is universal. And the first 40 minutes of our film preys on this anxiety.
Preys on this anxiety. Oh dear. Okay. The primal fear.
This is Liz.
Oh.
Yes, Liz.
Did somebody say Jungle Book already?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
yes.
That's okay.
Keep going. Who else? Anybody else?
Right.
Linda.
Anybody?
Oh, Linda.
Yes. Right. Yes. Yes.
Avatar.
Ooh, that's a good guess. But no, sorry. Very good.
This is Richard.
Oh, Richard.
If it's not the movie, can this be the movie? This is awesome. Hercules.
I don't think so, darling, but yes.
That was a no, Richard. A no.
Like an in-your-face
Translate
no.
for her.
This is better than the actual movie. This is awesome.
All right, keep going. All right, you want to move on?
I think I'm out of clues, perhaps. The
Bonus
bonus
clue?
clue, perhaps? All right.
Bonus clue.
All
Go
right.
for it.
Because I'm such a generous blonde person, a bonus clue. All right.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Don't strain yourself.
All right. The film is an incredible true story about a 5-year-old boy whose life is changed in 1986.
Is it Shrek?
Oops. After being separated from his idolized older brother. Yes, Daddy Yoko.
Is it Pie?
Ooh. No.
Okay.
This is Kathy.
Yes, Kathy.
Is it Rain Man?
That is almost as a shiny clue as my tiara, but no, Kathy, that's a good one though.
Arlene?
Oh yes, Miss Arlene, please.
Is it Lion?
Lion. Wow. Let me see. I think that is a bling, 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 bling.
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Arlene, because
You're
I really
welcome.
have to get back to work. You people, I'm currently filming the sequel to my movie, Some Like It Hot. And the sequel is called Some Like It Really, Really Hot. But with this calorie counting culture, they've changed my character's name from Sugar to NutraSweet. All right. Thank you, Miss Arlene. I can get it. All right. Tell her what she's won, John.
John. Whoa. All right. So thank you, Marilyn. I think we all have to kind of cool off after this, but especially the guys. But anyway, all right. The gift for you, Miss Arlene, is a year's supply of jalebi, which is a very famous Indian sweet, which is super sweet, very sticky, and really, really good. It is featured in the movie because that is where this little boy is from. So there you go. And that was a great job. Good job, Miss Arlene. Good job, Marilyn. Thank you, Marilyn. Can you say goodnight without, too much drama?
Thank you and good night.
I don't mean rhinestone, but diamond are a girl's best friend.
Okay, there she goes.
Good job.
Did she keep your tiara?
Good job, Nikki.
Oh, boy.
The last part of that, I guess, would be, was that good for you?
All right, bye, Miss Marilyn.
What's the movie again? I didn't hear it.
It doesn't matter.
Lion.
Lion. Okay. Thank you, Marilyn, and we will. That'll be Friday. It's a 2-hour movie, so come take your nap a little bit ahead of time. So now we are getting ready for iBUG Bites with our very own Pete. Pete, are you there?
I am here.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. No, I can't duplicate Michael. Yes, the iBUG Bite is a quick demonstration of a feature within iOS, and I have a very quick one. This is a commonly used, at least among most of us here, I would think, but it is a gesture for voiceover within iOS. And as I mentioned, it's probably very familiar to most of us, but not necessarily to all of us. And it is for those who are not that familiar with it or who are not familiar with its true value that I'm doing this little demonstration. So the gesture that I'm going to be focusing on this evening will be the 4-finger single tap. Now, the 4-finger single tap actually has 2 mirror type options. You can perform a 4-finger single tap at the top of your iOS screen or at the bottom of the screen. The 4-finger single tap towards the top of your screen will take you to the very top left element on your screen, whatever screen you are on. The 4-finger single tap at the bottom of your screen or towards the bottom of your screen. It doesn't have to be all the way at the bottom, but generally in the bottom half of your iOS screen will take you to the very, very last element. That would be the bottom right element on your screen. And it is very valuable. I think it's my favorite iOS gesture because it saves me a ton of time. Its use is generally when you need to get from somewhere on your screen to the top, say to a back button or to the very top button in an app or on a home screen if you wanted to go to your top row of apps, for example. And I'll demonstrate this. Right now I'm on a home screen and I'll perform a 4-finger single tap toward the top of my screen.
WhatsApp, 6 new items.
And as you heard, I hope you heard, was that audible by everybody? Loud enough?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Thank you very much. You heard WhatsApp, 6 items. WhatsApp happens to be the first app on this particular home screen that I'm on now. So it's in the very top left element on my screen. And as you know, the home screens are aligned with rows from top to bottom and rows from left to right. So now let's just say I want to go down to my mail app. which, as most of us know, is at the bottom of my particular home screen. It's actually in the dock, which is the bottom row of the home screen. So how am I going to get there? What's the best way to get there? Well, most of you probably know the answer, or could guess, because the subject of this demo is the 4-finger single tap. But many of you may say, well, yeah, I'm going to flick to the right until I get from top to bottom. So let's do that, shall we?
Messages, Newsify, Twitter, Facebook, Dropbox, Blind Bill, Bard Mobile, YouTube, Streaming Apps folder,
Oh
6
my
apps.
gosh, my finger's already tired. I've done about 15,000 swipes, flicks to the right, and I'm only about a third of the way down the screen. Well, there's a quicker way. Guess what it is? 4-finger single tap toward the bottom of the screen. So the way I perform this gesture is I'm holding my iPhone in my left hand, and I'll come in from the right edge, which is the long side, since I have it in up and down, whatever that mode is. And I will come in from the right with 4 fingers spread, and I will touch my 4 fingers toward the bottom of the screen, generally in the lower half of the screen, which I'll do now.
Dock, music.
And as you heard VoiceOver say, I'm in the dock and I'm on my music app, which happens to be the very last app in my dock, the very bottom right element on this particular screen. So I could do that. Now, if I want to go back up to WhatsApp, let's say I hear a new message come in and I want to get there quickly, I'll do the 4-finger single tap again toward the top half of the screen.
Dock, music, in dock, position WhatsApp, 6 new items.
And there we are. WhatsApp, 6 items. Back down to music.
Dock, music.
Now, if I want to go over to mail,
Safari, mail, no unread emails.
I only have to do 2 flicks to the left instead of 24, I think it would be, from left to right if I were moving from the top with the flick to the right. Now, it not only works on your home screen, but it works in apps like on your mail app. I'll open my mail app.
Mail, edit, button.
Now I landed on my edit button, which is my top element in my inbox. Now, if I want to get down to some of the actions buttons at the bottom, this would be at the very bottom of the mail app. So I'll perform a 4-finger single tap. It's a light touch with 4 fingers one time toward the bottom half of the screen.
Toolbar, compose, button.
And I'm in my toolbar, which is at the bottom of the screen, the mail app screen. And I'm in the compose button. So now if I wanted to move to the left.
Checking for mail. Vertical scroll bar, 5 pages. Gmail, trash, button. Gmail, drafts, starred, button.
So all of those toolbar items that I wanted to get to can be gotten to that much quicker with the 4-finger single tap. So I know that was quick, but to review, this is an often neglected gesture from my observation. I have loved this gesture ever since I ran across it about 7 or 8 years ago, and I've been plugging it every opportunity that I get. So those of you who are not familiar with it, I cannot overestimate how important and how valuable this particular gesture is and how much time it will save you and pain flicking from left to right with 1 finger. So with that, let's open it up for questions.
All right, nobody questioning. Thank you, Pete. Anybody have questions for Pete about the 4-finger single tap?
This is the OK but close button. The host is OK but enter Zoom meeting mute.
Just a quick caution until we get a question. If you're in a list, a lengthy list, this go ahead.
I'm sorry. I interrupted. I'm sorry. It's Marie.
Hey, Marie.
I was just going to say somebody, and I think it might have been Sri, demonstrated a very useful part of that gesture, and I use it all the time now. So many people have so much trouble ending a call because if you don't do it exactly the right time with the magic tap, you start music playing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you use a 4-finger single tap at the bottom of the screen, it'll say hide button, swipe left 1 time, and there's the end call button. Just double tap it and you're done.
Okay, let's back it up just a couple of seconds, Marie. So you do your four-finger single tap toward the bottom of the screen,
Yes.
and what will you land on?
You land on a button that says hide button, and that's to hide the keypad if it's up.
Gotcha.
But you swipe left one time, and it says in call, and you double tap.
It's just single finger double tap on that one. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anybody else have a question or a particular use scenario? Yes, go right ahead.
This is Doc Rife.
Yes, Doc.
The equivalent for keyboard users would be to do the control up arrow to get to the top and control down arrow to go to the bottom.
Now, are you meaning control button, Doc?
Yes.
Not the command button?
Right, the control.
Okay, excellent.
Yes.
That's a good equivalent to know. Thanks, Doc, for sharing. Who else has a use case scenario that they want to share?
This is Sandhya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I seem to have some kind of trouble when I try to do this gesture, and I was just, when you were explaining about you're putting the four fingers down. I mean, they all need to make contact, and I've heard different people do it in different. They do it like a strum, or they, So do they all have to touch at the same time? And then, are you saying you're gonna kind of put it at an angle so they're not all the way across, like parallel to the bottom of the phone?
I do not use parallel to the bottom of the phone at all. I use parallel
to the side.
To the side of the phone, right.
Right, because it's in portrait mode, so it's up and down, like you were saying. So the long edge. So as long as you do the four fingers somewhere on the bottom, it's okay if it's vertical. Okay.
Exactly. And the long edge gives me more room to come in with the hand, the four fingers. Yeah.
I always wondered how, because I have fairly small hands, so I could never get it done. Okay, thank you.
Now I don't know the answer to what I heard as a first question, and that was, do they all have to touch at the same time? Okay. You asked if your all four fingers need to touch simultaneously, and it appears that they do not, because I came in from the side and I did a tap toward the lower part of the screen, and I kind of did a strum, like a da-da-da-da. And it got me to the bottom, and likewise at the top. So seems like you've got a lot of latitude there.
I think Sri had a comment.
Yes, Sri, go ahead.
Yeah, what I usually do is I have my my middle finger and my ring finger, and then I have my index finger and my pinky underneath it. So it's kind of like they're kind of stacked, one on top of the other. To me that is a relatively easy way for me to hit all four fingers touching the screen. Now, I was in the impression that all four fingers have to touch the screen, because otherwise, if it's these three fingers, it's just going to do the what is it? The information.
Where are you? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think they all have to touch at the same time, but well, okay. So you're right, and I was wrong. But what I did is a strum. So I think in my motion, I think at one point all four were touching at one point during the action. So yeah, but going in from the right or left angle gives you a little bit more room to get those four fingers in. And then just angle it a little bit towards the top or a little bit towards the bottom. I always say lower half or upper half.
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Yeah, thank you. I haven't used this gesture because I thought I did have to have all four fingers, parallel with the bottom of the phone or the top of the phone. So I'm going to play with this now. Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I do that with a lot of gestures as I come in from the right, being a right-handed gesture.
Okay, I never thought about it.
This is Chanel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I found the gestures very forgiving. As long as you have your fingers somewhat near the top or somewhat near the bottom, and like you, I do the strumming type gesture, or it's kind of like 3-1, whatever. As long as you get them all on there within a couple seconds or a second, you're good. So it's a great gesture. You picked a perfect one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thanks, Sandhya.
All right, I think
I have a question for Chanel.
Okay.
Being a strummer, have you ever tried the rotor gesture, strumming three fingers?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the
turning your rotor left or right, just do ba-ba-bum with your middle or your ring finger, your middle finger, and your index finger in quick order.
can you do that? Really?
I've done it. Let me see if I
Without
can
having
do
to
it now.
change the rotor gesture. So you just.
Yeah, just like this. Let me see if I can do it.
Navbar, top of screen. Speaking rate, 55%.
Oh,
Vertical
wow.
navigation.
Okay, now
And
I'm going to
just
have to
hitting,
try that.
ring, middle, index in rapid succession. I'm a
Oh,
drummer, and
cool.
that's how I usually drum on my desk when I was in high school. So.
Well, I kind of picture it like, piano kind of split chord. I forget the technical
that's what
term.
I was
but
thinking of. Arpeggio kind of.
Arpeggio, yeah,
Ding.
kind of like that. So,
All right,
okay.
guys, we need to keep going. Thank you, Pete.
Thank
Very
you.
helpful. And
Yes,
now
ma'am.
moving on, going back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, somebody new that hasn't had a turn, please step up and say your name, please. Who would like to ask a question? Somebody new.
How about answering a question?
Okay, go ahead.
This is Doc Wright. I
Go ahead.
have the one who had the question concerning renaming a file in Pages.
Renaming a file. Okay, go ahead.
And basically what you have to do is when you go to the file that you pulled up, you flick up and you'll hear rename. You double tap that, you put in the new name, and you double tap anywhere on the screen and it changes it.
All right, very good. Thank you, Doc. Thank you for your help. Okay, next. Who has a new question?
Bridget.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Bridget.
Yes, can you dictate a number when you're putting in a contact?
All right. Okay, who would like to help Miss Bridget? Can you dictate the number when you're creating a contact? Is that what you're saying? Like when you want to create a contact or when you're just trying to call somebody?
No, when you're trying to create one.
Create a contact. Okay, that's what I thought you said. Okay. All right, who would like to help Miss Bridget? Come on. Somebody?
It's Kathy.
Linda.
Go, Kathy.
The answer is yes. If you tap the box where you're wanting to put the information and it'll say edit. And then I always wait till the dictate is at the bottom right, bottom right side of the keyboard. I wonder if you could use a 4-finger single tap to get there because it's right at the bottom right. Anyway.
Okay.
And when you're done, go to the next thing you want to edit and double tap on that.
All right, and double tap with a single finger. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Miss Linda, you want to add anything? Okay.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
All right, the same thing. Great job. Okay. All right.
This is Sarah.
Go, Sarah.
I just wanted to say that you don't have to put the hyphens in. You can just dictate the number. And it will put the hyphens in for you, the parens around the area code and the hyphen between the first 3 numbers and the last 4 numbers.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, Miss Bridget, I hope that helps. That's a great question. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
This is Sri.
Go, Sri.
Just one comment. I don't know if you can dictate the phone number in the phone field in contacts. You can dictate the name, the first name, the company, but when you come to that phone number, I'm not sure you can dictate that.
This is Brad.
Go, Brad.
Yes, you can. I've done it many times.
Okay.
This is Herbie.
All right, go.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing because I know I've helped several people with their iPhones, and I do remember helping them so they could dictate their numbers into the phone field. So, yes, I am. I agree that it can be done.
All right, very good. Okay, moving on. Next question. Who's next?
Linda.
Go, Linda.
I just wanted to, I think it was Jody mentioned the Zuzanka app last week, and I have downloaded it, and I've been having fun throwing foods away out of my pantry that are out of date.
Can you come over to our house? Well, Mom doesn't want to throw anything away, okay?
But I find that a couple of things, like yogurt and one box of Jiffy Mix, I cannot find the expiration date whatsoever, and I've tried many, many times, but 95% of the time it will find the expiration date.
Maybe those faded out. They're so old, It's possible.
Could be.
It's time to go. All right. Well, very cool. Thanks, Linda, for sharing that. All right. Okay.
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
Yeah, you've had a better success than I have. I haven't has as much success. Sometimes the expiration date is actually just stamped into the label, and there's no ink used. It's just an indentation, and I'm wondering if those are the ones that it has a hard time with.
Okay. That's where your Braille skills come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have real. Okay. All right. Being silly. Okay. Very good.
This
Thank
is
you,
Sarah.
Linda. Go, Sarah.
Can you say the name of the app again?
Go for it. Jody knows how to spell it. Go, Jody.
Yes, it's Zuzanka. Zuzanka.
Good job, Jody.
Which is actually a Polish. It's a Polish woman's name, apparently, according to one of the developers.
Maybe we can call her Zuzu.
Zuzanka.
Okay.
Zuzanka.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Jody. Okay. Who's next?
Can I also mention that the app is not it's a paid app. It's free for 14 days, and then you can use it once per day for free. But then you either pay $1.99 a month, or $7 for 6 months, or $13 for a year, or $19 for a lifetime usage. But
how do you remember?
But it is.
Jeez.
I don't know. But it is an app that you can use for free for 14 days to try it out.
Good job, Jody. She's obviously a numbers person, not like me.
I'm a numbers person.
Okay.
I love numbers.
All right. Go next. Who's next? New question. Let's go. Somebody new.
This is Chris.
Go, Chris. Hi, Chris.
I have a question. Somebody brought this up a few weeks ago about the karaoke function within the Apple Music. I think they call it Apple Sing.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Okay, hold on. Kathy's excited. Okay, go ahead.
So I went to the Apple Viz podcast, and I listened to it, and I tried the exact same song that Anonymous did, the Taylor Swift Antihero, and I did not see that bar in there, the vocal, whatever it is, the vocal volume of it. I didn't see that at all in there. So does anybody know if that's what's going on with that?
All right. Anybody?
This is Shree.
Go, Shree.
So, Chris, do you know if the karaoke actually moved with the words? Because I couldn't even get the words to move along with the song. Like it was stuck in the top, the first line of words.
Is this Chris?
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't get the karaoke at all, but if I just went to lyrics, I would hear the lyrics. I don't know if it was physically moving down the page, but I would hear the lyrics moving down as the song was playing. But I couldn't get that karaoke function because I didn't see that. And it's not just a voiceover thing. I had somebody look at the screen. I said, "Do you see?" And I forget what it was called, like vocal volume or something like that. And they're like, "No, it's not on the screen." So,
okay.
This is Shree.
Go, Shree.
When I tried the karaoke and I was just listening to the words, it just only repeated like the first line, and then voiceover was stuck still in the first line while the song was being played. Okay. And that's how far I got.
This is Chris.
Go, Chris.
So were you able to find that the way to stop the primary vocals from playing and just have the background music? Were you able to find that bar?
Mm-mm.
Because that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess you have some homework, Miss Chris.
All right, this is Chris. Yeah. I listened to it a few times, and I can tell where the bar should be on the screen, but it's just not. And he goes, "Well, older songs won't have it," but I went to the exact same song, the Taylor Swift Antihero song, and it's just not the little bar he's talking about. That vocal volume, it's just not there.
Okay. All right. Very good. But the fact that that guy got it to work is encouraging. So good job. So thanks, Chris. Okay. Who's next? We'll have our iBUG choir soon enough. Who's going to ask the next question?
I have a quick question. It's
yes,
Ed.
Sir. Ed, go ahead.
If I'm doing an email and say I wanted to do an email to so-and-so, so I use an audio message, send email to so-and-so.
Okay, you're using Siri then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can at that point I use a keyboard to type in the message, or like, is there any way to switch it into that rather than having to do the message in audio?
All right. So,
Because I'm
anybody?
really lousy at like talking to this thing.
Okay, so he wants to start an audio message with Siri and then continue it and type it instead of
This is
using.
Herbie.
Okay, go Herbie.
No, I don't think that can be done with Siri because with Siri you're using a completely different mode. Excuse me. It can now be done with dictation, though I understand that's a little flaky with voiceover. So, if anybody else has had experience switching between the on-screen keyboard and dictation,
Right.
but no, I don't think that can be done with Siri because it's in a completely. It's now using Siri to send the message rather than your regular iPad, and so that's why that isn't. Though I wonder if you enabled type to Siri, if that would that is an interesting thought. If you there is the type to Siri option. Maybe if you turn that on, that might work. But I don't.
Okay.
This
We'll
is
check it out and find out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll check that out. Yeah.
All right, very good. Who's next?
This is Kathy.
Go, Kathy.
About the last topic, I'm thinking, if you wanted to send a voice message in text messaging, where you use the voice option, you could do that. But the other thing is I've sent a text message and maybe done some editing and then and then continued to dictate. So there are times when you can have the keyboard on screen and then also use dictation, but it's not always reliable. That's all.
All right, very good. Right, and so he's talking about sending an email with dictation. I mean, with Siri. But yeah, you're right. Once you can start dictating a text message and then type, if you're using dictation, you'll have your edit field there, so you can edit there. New question.
Thomas in Colorado.
Go, Thomas.
Yeah, I noticed in the latest update for Envision, when I use the Siri feature to read this, it makes the sound, but it actually turns off instant text. Has anybody had that same issue?
Okay, any Envision users? Okay, crickets. I know there's some Envision users, but maybe they haven't tried this out yet. Okay, sorry, Thomas.
That's okay.
Good
I
question.
will keep working on it.
Keep
Thank
working.
you.
Yeah. All right, who's next? New question.
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
When I'm listening to Bard, sometimes the volume on the book will go up and down. Has anybody noticed that? I'm not sure if it's reacting to a dim function on my screen or whether, but I'll be listening to a book and it'll go loud and then it'll go quiet.
Yeah, I think somebody here knew about that.
Oh, okay.
Greg, are you there?
This is Greg.
There you are, Greg. Go ahead.
Yeah, I keep hoping that they'll do an update on the Bard app, but especially after I've used the sleep timer, then sometimes it'll come on really loud, and you just have to go back and hit the sleep timer, and then the volume or the start stop button, and then hit the start stop button again, and then it goes back to normal.
Yeah, no,
that seems to be the combination that works for me.
This is Jody.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm not using the sleep button. I'm just listening to the book.
Okay. It's still happening, the volume. Okay.
This is Herbie.
All right, go Herbie.
So, just to clarify, when you're having this Bard issue, you're not listening to. Are you listening to a newer book or an older book that was put onto Bard from tape?
I think it's a newer book.
You think? Because that can matter. Because sometimes if it's an older book from tape, there could be issues with the original recording itself. So that's why I asked that question. So.
Okay.
All right. Very Good. Who's next?
Oh,
New
thank you.
question. Thank you, Jody. New.
This is Terry.
Go, Terry.
Going back to what the Envision person was asking about, there's an update, and so I'm thinking it applies both to the glasses and to the app on your phone. So if you haven't updated, you might want to check that because they have fixed some issues regarding some of that stuff.
All right. Thanks, Terry Ann.
Mhm.
Okay. Who's
D.
Go, D.
Yes. On the Apple Watch, can you put the Notes app on there? I notice it's not on my watch now.
All right. Can you put the Notes app on your Apple Watch? Anybody? Anybody?
This is Sri.
Go, Sri.
I don't believe the Notes app supports on the Apple Watch.
All right. There you go, D. Sorry.
Not
Okay.
the answer I wanted.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Try next time. Try again
This
next
is
time.
Terry.
Go, Terry.
If you go to the Apple Watch App Store, put notes in there and see what comes up. See if any other app that may or may not even be native to the watch itself, but see if anything else comes up. And you can do it on your watch, or you can go into the watch app on your phone and do it either way.
Yeah, this is D.
Go, D.
I did go in there and I saw some other things. I don't remember the name of them, but I wanted the notes thing so that it would carry over, each time I put a note on there into my phone and iPad and all of that.
Okay. All right. Try again next week. You'll get a better answer. Okay. Okay, next question. Who's got the next question?
This is Pete.
Go, Pete.
I just went into my contacts when we were talking about the question about adding Bridget had with adding a contact by dictation, and I found my format of my contacts app a little bit weird. It had the edit button on the top left, but then the next button was lists, and I could add a list. I could, it listed a bunch of different lists, like almost like email accounts that I had, and I could not get it back to the normal view for my contacts app. Has anybody run into that before?
All right. Anybody?
This is Brian.
Go, Brian.
Yeah, when you're in the list view, which used to be groups, I don't know why they changed it to list. But you just go, you should have one in there that says all contacts.
Right.
If you tap on that one, then you're back on your main contact page.
Yeah, I did that
It's
thinking
weird.
that would happen, but maybe I didn't flick far enough from there to see if it was in the right view. I'll try that again, Brian. Thanks a million.
Yeah, it's weird why they changed it. Like
Yeah.
iOS 15 was called groups, and now it's
Yeah.
called lists.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Innovation, Brian.
That's right.
Progress.
That's right.
Yes, all about progress. Okay.
Right,
who's new?
Sarah?
Next question.
Sorry, Sandhya.
Yes.
It's not progression. It's making us weird.
I know. We were already weird, though, So, thank you, Brian. Okay. Who's got our next question? Okay, I do have a question. I think I may. Okay, so the question is, it's all fine, the timer when you're in an app like Bard, but I sometimes listen to stuff on the news NFB Newsline, and I remember I used to be able to set like a clock or like say 1 hour, and then whatever I was listening to would stop after an hour. Is that still there, or is there some other way to accomplish that? Like you could either, it doesn't have to be the news, it could be music or whatever. I remember, does anybody remember what I'm talking about? It's just basically creating your own sleep timer, basically. outside of
This is
the
Herbie.
Bard app. Okay, go Herbie.
There is a sleep timer in the clock app. If you go to the timer tab, then you can create an alarm, and under the sounds for the alarm is one of them is sleep mode, where like it's at the very end.
The very end. So then you pick that, and then whatever you're reading will stop after an hour or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, I knew it was at the very end, but I didn't know the end of what. So thank you, Herbie. Okay, good deal. Okay, who's next?
Bridget.
Go, Miss Bridget.
Okay, I came in late, but when I came in, someone was talking about an app, and they said if you have silver sneakers, you can read it. I mean, you can use it free. Do you remember what the app was?
Yes, it was. It's called the Apple Fitness Plus app, and it's for different health workout programs that are on the phone and can also be used on your watch. So you can get that if you already have silver sneakers. Anybody want to add to that? Yeah. So yeah.
This is Shri.
Go, Shri.
I did hear that some of those fitness, they also do somewhat of an audio described of the exercise.
Okay. Very good.
So I would have to download that app.
Yes, you would have to get that. Yes.
This is Julie.
Go, Julie.
Yes, I signed up for I have silver sneakers, so I signed up for the Apple Fitness Plus.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't, really been committed to it yet, but it did tell me I have free access to all of the Apple Fitness Plus, and then I have to renew it in 3 months, but there's still no charge.
Cool. Very good, Julie.
Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
This is Janet.
Okay, go Janet.
What is silver sneakers, Julie?
It's a fitness thing from your insurance company.
Oh, okay.
It's health, exercise. Yeah, silver sneakers is exercise from your insurance. It's just an add-on thing they have.
Right. They try to, they'll help pay for gym membership and stuff like that. So to encourage healthy behavior. So yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Good job, Julie. Let us know how
This is
it goes.
Jody.
Go, Jody.
Yeah, it's through Medicare. How do you sign up for it? Do you do it through the app?
Let me think. How did I do it? I ended up getting. I think I just went to Apple Fitness and I entered my name. It says to see if you qualify. Entered my name and some number I have on my silver sneakers thing. Yeah, you have to have a membership with Silver Sneakers to end. You have to enter a number, I believe, your name and your number on your card.
Okay,
and then
thank
boom,
you.
they say, yeah, sure.
All right, very good,
Go to
Julie.
Apple Fitness and take it from there. Yeah.
Good. All
This
right.
is Terry.
Go, Terry.
My friend Carla from the UK, whom some of you know, uses the app, and she loves it. And she said, yes, indeed. We just talked about this last week or the week before. I don't know, that they're doing more with the audio described kind of exercise things too. And she said they're really good.
Okay, good deal. No excuse not to do some exercise. All right. I was watching, or well, I guess I was watching something. It said that we all know this, but I'm not very good about getting up every hour. And they said to really just, even if you stand or walk for 5 minutes, that really helps your, just there's so many bad things about sedentary behavior. We sit at our computers all day and it's terrible. So just getting up. So now I'm finally thinking about getting my old little Apple Watch that has been sitting there on the nightstand to go and get motivated again. But even that little bit
tells you to
get off your tail and go and walk.
Yeah, just walk around the
This
house
is
for a
this.
few minutes.
Yes. Go ahead.
This is Julie again.
Go, Julie.
Yeah, I heard the other day that sitting is the new smoking.
Right. Yeah, and then the other thing I heard was, cake at the office is also new secondhand smoking because you're forced to eat cake when you don't want to. But that's another topic, right? Okay.
This is Shri.
We will. Yes, go, Shri.
What's the age requirement for it?
For the cake or for
You have to be a senior, yeah.
Yeah, 65. Okay. All right. Well, very good. We're coming to the end of our meeting. Pete, I want to thank you so much for all your help.
Was that age question about the cake, or was that about the insurance? I mean, that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
okay.
be 65 to eat cake.
Yeah, 65 to eat cake. All right. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Yes, Richard, go ahead.
I know this isn't my meeting. I'm usually not on it. I just listen. About the Medicare thing and the Medicaid thing with the insurance, I'm not a senior, but I am on it, and I have Silver Script and everything. It actually has to deal with the disability, not your age. If your disability actually qualifies to where you're that badly disabled, and if you have Medicaid, if you actually have Medicaid, you will qualify to get Medicare instantly.
Okay. All right.
So
well, that's a different topic a little bit, but okay. Yeah. Are you saying you have silver sneakers then?
I have it all: Medicare, Medicaid, Silver Sneakers, and all of it. And
very
I'm not
good.
a senior.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Very good information. Okay. Now. Okay. Bye, Pete. Thank you for your help tonight. Good job.
Enjoyed it. Thanks, everybody.
All right. And now, quick recap for this week again. Okay. So no meeting. The next meeting we have this week will be on Thursday, Trekkie Talk, talking about Next Generation, season 5, episodes 24 and 25. Then we have the movie is Lion. It's a true story, so it should be really good. And thank you, Marilyn, for those clues. And
You're
then
welcome,
oh my God, she's still here. Okay. and then we have this, I'm all distracted. She scares me. What is it? Love is in the air. Marilyn, will you come for Love is in the Air? I think you probably have a lot to say on that one. Anyway, but it's iBUG Unplugged, 8:00 on Saturday, talking about different relationships and how, whether you're trying to meet somebody or you met somebody and you're wondering about how the vision, maybe you've been dealing with this forever, or maybe it's something new, maybe you're losing your vision. Anyway, there's lots of different, angles that we could talk about. So we hope that you will come and share. And with that, we will say goodnight and we will end the meeting. And come stay for our song.
You got